Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Chronically Me podcast. I'm your host, Aimee Esther, and in today's episode, I want to share with you the truth about chronic illness. If you live chronically ill like me and are looking for more purpose, control, and joy in your life, then you are in the right place. This is the podcast that challenges your thinking around chronic illness so you can live the most amazing life despite extra challenges. Are you ready? Let's go. All right, we're going to talk about the truth about chronic illness. Do you know the truth about your chronic illness? You might think you do. If you're anything like me, you think you know the truth, but you're actually making up lies and telling them to yourself. I did this for years. I still do this very often. I have to stop and ask myself, Aimee, what is the truth here? Because you are making up lies. So let's start by talking about the difference between the facts and the thoughts that we have. So we've talked about this on the podcast in a few episodes, but I wanted to dedicate an entire episode to it because we've got to know the truth about chronic illness in order to get any leverage on living a better life, on changing the way we're thinking, on having the things that we want while living chronically ill. Did you know it's possible to live the most amazing life while living chronically ill? It is, and I am proof. I live an amazing life with chronic illness. I live an amazing life with depression and anxiety. I live an amazing life with pain all over my body and fatigue all over my body. I live an amazing life with a world that is crazy. I live an amazing life with things that happen that are really difficult and sad and hard. It's possible to live an awesome life while living chronically ill. But we first have to figure out the truth about chronic illness because the lies that we're telling ourselves are holding us back from the potential we have in our lives. And I am working on this every day. I remind myself of this concept every day. Sometimes my husband has to remind me of this concept because I get in my head and I start telling myself lies. So there's a difference between facts and thoughts. Facts are the truth. That is what you see around you. That is absolute truth. And then we have thoughts about those facts we see. When you walk into your house and you see dishes all over, you might think, my house is a mess. That is not the truth about your house. That is a thought. The truth is there are 10 dishes on the counter. The truth is there is a spill on the floor. There's truth there. But we are adding all these thoughts about it. And that's how our brains work. And they're supposed to work this way. I'm not saying they shouldn't work this way and we should just be robots and only think in facts all the time. I'm just saying there is a difference and we need to see that. Because when you see that, it will change your life, let me tell you. So thoughts are just things that our brain makes up. Or there may be things that somebody tells us that we decide to keep. So if somebody walked into my house and said, Aimee, your house is such a mess, I might then take that thought and try it on and say, she's right. My house is a mess. But I don't have to. I can think whatever I want. The fact is there are 10 dishes on the table. It's not a fact that my house is a mess, right? That's just a thought. And whatever she says is a fact. She said your house is a mess. Then I have thoughts about it. Like, she's right. My house is a mess. But I don't have to think that. I could totally just think, no, she's totally wrong. My house is amazing. Look how blessed I am that I have 10 dishes out. Look how blessed I am that I have children who get all these dishes out. Wow, I'm so blessed. I don't know why she thinks my house is messy. She should see so-and-so's house. It's way messier than mine. Or she should see it on the weekends because it gets way messier. She's crazy, right? You can think whatever you want. That's the choice. But we often think that our thoughts are the truth. Now, the definition of thoughts by Oxford Languages says, an idea or opinion produced by thinking or occurring suddenly in someone's mind. Now, that means it's just something that we think, and guess what? We get to decide. It's just an opinion. It's just an idea. It's not truth. But let me tell you some of the thoughts that I used to think were just true. This is what I thought was true. Chronic illness is hard, or my life is hard. My pain isn't fair. he or she should be different than they are. I have this thought a lot, and I think it's true. I think this person should be different than they are. They're doing it wrong. I often think that it's true that I can't do this. I think it's true that it's my chronic illness's fault that I'm missing out on that event. Those are some things that I just thought were true, and I have to stop myself and say, Aimee, that's not truth, because I could think the opposite. I could think instead of chronic illness is hard, I could think chronic illness is easy. Instead of life is hard, I could think life is easy. Instead of my pain isn't fair, I could think everyone has hard things in their lives. My pain is perfectly fair for this world. Instead of thinking she should be different than she is, I could think she is exactly as she should be. Instead of thinking I can't do this, I can think I can do this. Instead of thinking it's my chronic illness's fault that I'm missing out on that event, I could think I'm choosing to miss out on that event. Now, I'm not saying that these second thoughts that I shared with you are the right ones or the better ones. That's just a thought to say that this thought is better than that thought, right? I'm not saying one is better than the other. I'm just saying it's not a fact that chronic illness is hard. It's not a fact that my life isn't fair or that my pain isn't fair. It's not a fact that I can't do this. What are the facts? What is the truth? The truth is that I have X, Y, and Z diagnosis, or I have X, Y, and Z symptom. The truth is that I feel fatigued. The truth is that I have pain in my left thigh. The truth is that I have pain radiating from the upper left side of my head that some people call a migraine. That is the truth, and then I have thoughts about it. When I say my pain isn't fair, the truth is just that I have this symptom. When I say he should be different than he is, the truth is this person said this exact quote. This person did this exact thing that if we were to all watch this situation happen, we'd all agree on. The thought that this person did it wrong is just a thought. That's not true, but we think it's true. We think that because our brain has thought this for so long, or because so many people have reinforced that thought, that it just is true that chronic illness is hard. No, it's not. The truth is, I have this diagnosis of POTS and fibromyalgia and endometriosis and PCOS. That is the truth, and I have these symptoms that go along with it. The truth is I feel fatigued for this percentage of my day. The truth is that I have pain in this specific spot. The truth is that I feel this symptom. The truth is not that chronic illness is hard or my life is hard or that my pain isn't fair. The truth is not that I can't do this. The truth is I'm doing this thing right now, or I'm not doing this thing right now. The truth is not it's my chronic illness's fault that I'm missing out on that thing. The truth is this was the event that I was invited to on this day at this time. The truth is I'm feeling these symptoms. The truth is not that my chronic illness is stopping me from going. I can choose to believe whatever I want about that. Now, I'm not saying that, again, one thought is better than the other, that we should think that chronic illness is easier, that we should think that our life is perfectly fair. You just get to choose, right? And I have an entire course on this, okay? So this is kind of a little mini snippet that you're getting of what my course entails, that we take these thoughts that we're having and we take the truth and we dissect them and we figure out how to create the life we want to live. And we figure out how to stop feeling the way we're feeling. And I have an entire course on it called Chronically Me. It is linked in the show notes. Go check it out. It's incredible. Ask anyone who's taking it. Seriously, let us know. In the comments of the YouTube video version, let me know if you've taken the course. Let me know if it's changed your life, because I still use the course every day because it's changed my life personally. But anyway, if you want to go into more details about this idea, take the course because it's going to go way, way deeper. For now, if you're not interested in taking the course and you want just something to take away from this episode was not to tell you that you should think a certain way or you shouldn't think another way, or that one thought is better than the other. What I want you to take away from this episode is that when you're having a hard day and you feel your brain spiraling and you feel stressed and overwhelmed and you're hating your life and you're having all these thoughts that are causing a lot of negativity in your life and a lot of problems in your life, what I want you to do is stop and say, hey, what are the facts here? What is the actual truth and what do I think is truth right now? What is the circumstance that I am in and what are the thoughts that I'm having about it? Because Just seeing that will change your life. You don't even have to change your thought about it. You can still believe chronic illness is hard, but noticing that that is not the truth is I have postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome, and then I think chronic illness is hard, or I think POTS is hard. That is where you find the power. You're going to find so much change just by noticing that, hey, Aimee, when your spouse says this thing, you have thoughts about it. What he said is just a fact. It's not good or bad. It's nothing. It doesn't mean anything until you have thoughts about it. You're having thoughts about this thing that happened, or about your chronic illness, or about what someone else did or said or whatever. That's not the truth, Aimee. What is the truth right now? That's what I have to tell myself every day. Aimee, what is the truth? What are you bringing on? What lies are you bringing into your life because of your brain? What lies are you bringing into your life because someone else told you that it was true? What if you just decided, I'm going to believe what I want to believe, and maybe today I want to believe that chronic illness is hard, but I'm noticing that I am choosing it and that my brain is the one that is making that choice, that the actual fact of my chronic illness is not what is making me think that way. I am choosing to think that way. Now, it can be hard when people influence you and all of these things, and we talk about that all in the course. We're going to go into detail in the course if you need extra help on it. But start right now by noticing the truth. Stop yourself and do what I do and say, Aimee, chill out. What is the actual truth here, and what are you thinking about it? Because when we separate those two, and when we realize the truth about our chronic illness, instead of all the lies that we're telling ourselves, there's so much peace, my friend. So much peace, because then you realize it's all an option. All of it. And as we go throughout the rest of this podcast, which is going to go on forever, I don't know how long it'll go on, hopefully for the rest of time. The rest of the time I'm on this earth, we'll be doing a podcast. But however long it goes on, we need to use this idea that the facts are just there. The things that happen in our lives, the circumstances of our lives are just there. They just are. And then we have thoughts about it, and we get to choose what those are. And this podcast is to share with you new thoughts that you can choose, new ideas that you can try on. So if you want to go deeper into this, if you want to not only take the things you're learning on the podcast, but put them into your life, the course is for you. So check that out if you're interested. If not, just take some time today to realize what is the truth about your chronic illness. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you on the next episode. Bye. Hey friend, do you find value in this podcast but want to take it to the next level? Work with me one-on-one or check out Chronically Me, the course and workbook. This course takes the things you are learning on the podcast and helps you apply them directly to your life. This course dives deeper into changing your thinking, teaching you how the brain works and how to maximize your life with chronic illness. I designed this course as a companion to the podcast. The podcast gives specific, real-world examples, and the course helps you put them into action. If you want personalized one-on-one help from me, I got you. I also offer individual coaching programs where we can talk about the problems you are facing. I'll help you manage your brain and find solutions to nearly every problem that you have. We will walk hand in hand on this journey together. Check the show notes or the video description on YouTube for more information on getting extra help from me. Talk to you soon.